Good afternoon. You're watching Up to Data, a retail news chat show in which we discuss all things technology, digital transformation, and of course data. And on today's show, we have Hitesh Ojha, who is the head of business at DG+. Great. Thanks so much for joining us here, Hitesh.
Thank you, Shruti.
Right. First things first, tell us more about DG+. I know it's part of the Sharaf DG group, but it's not really that. It's a separate arm. Tell us more.
Yeah, so DG+ is a concept that was introduced back in 2007 by the management. So back in the day, the management clearly saw that there was an opportunity where people wanted Sharaf DG to offer them certain high-end solutions, premium solutions, so far as listening to music or watching movies was concerned. And that's where back in 2007 this store was put together with the idea of being able to cater to those specific requirements. And since then the journey has been very interesting. A lot of people have been responsible in coming together of this unique and wonderful opportunity and solutions that we offer from here, where we've been able to curate and put together certain brands that we know people absolutely love having in their homes. So that's what DG Plus is. It's essentially one place where people can come in, experience premium audio, see what they want, see what they like, what they would absolutely love to have in their homes, so far as watching movies and listening to music is concerned. And our consultants are here to basically advise them and guide them through that journey.
Right, so I'm very interested to know who your customers are at this point. I mean, I am at the store right now and it looks like you mentioned, a very curated, a very bespoke sort of offering that you have. So who are the customers that visit your store often and who buy from you?
Okay, so essentially anyone who's passionate about movies or music, we deem them to be our customer. Whether it's a simple soundbar that you're looking for to go with your high-end sort of flat screen TV, yeah, or whether you are absolutely gang-ho passionate about having a dedicated stereo system or a surround sound system which can give you that immersive experience and entertainment. Essentially those are our customers.
Great, and we also were looking at the price ranges. Obviously it's a higher range, so I'm assuming you're also targeting the high net worth individuals. So the way retail caters to high net worth individuals isn't similar to the rest of the strata. Like every vertical in terms of class of retail, it has a different consumer behavior. Tell us how HNIs behave differently, especially since the pandemic, and how you are catering to them best.
So for the HNIs, typically what we've seen is that they tend to have fairly large living spaces, and if they are really passionate about movies, which they tend to be in certain cases, then what we do for them is that we can convert one of their rooms in their homes or in their villas. We can convert them into a cinema, like we have one at the back of the store.
Right.
So typically HNIs come in here, we give them an experience, we show them what we can do for them here. That gives them an idea of what the type of setup that they'll have in their homes.
Right.
And then we work with them. In certain cases we work directly with them, in certain cases they may have a consultant or an interior designer. So we work with those stakeholders, and we put together a solution for them, design the cinema, yeah, and then as their property sort of gets ready or comes of age, then we also do the installation and put together a cinema for them.
Oh wow, sounds like your job doesn't end at sales. There's a lot of after sales customer service that is involved.
Oh, very much. So after the cinema is put together, but not just for those HNIs, for any customer that we have coming into our store or coming into any of our Sharaf DG stores where we've got these solutions on display, it never ever ends at sales.
Yeah.
After sales support, after sales service is very, very important.
Right.
And none of our customers are customers for that one sale alone. They're customers for life, and that's the ethos with which we work.
Right. So clearly there are two elements we're talking about here. One is, of course, customer service, and then there's experience. And as I sit here in the store, as I was walking through, you took me to the lounge inside, you took me to the theater inside. It's all a very different experience, and I feel like I am in somebody's living room every time I go to a different corner. So clearly design plays a huge role in the way this store operates and function. And I also have to mention what Steve Jobs once said, that, design is not about how a place looks, it's about the functionality of things. So tell us about why design has played such an important role in the store.
There's two parts to this question, Shruti. First is how this store has been designed. So essentially, any area that you walk into is something that you can imagine to be a living space in your own home. And so what we've done is we've put together different solutions with different brands and at different price points. So people can sort of come and listen to what they like, and then almost instantaneously imagine how this would look like in their homes, but also how it would sound like in their homes. And so that's the first part. The other part is design is extremely important so far as home cinemas and home decor is concerned. So obviously we pay a huge amount of importance to the acoustics, the products that we offer to our clients. Obviously they must sound absolutely fantastic. But at the same time, design is very, very important, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, these have to go into the homes of the people. Yeah. So we take that bit of extra care, and in also visiting clients' homes, understanding what their decor is like, yeah, and also seeing what from our range of products can fit really well into their design element. Right. There's a couple of solutions, if I can talk about it. There's Divyale, which is a very lifestyle-oriented product. Then we've also got Definitive Technology, which is a very stylish, very classy looking speaker where the subwoofers are inbuilt into the speaker itself, so you don't need that additional subwoofer lying around, Right. So yeah, and then there's Kef, which comes in, the blades basically comes in 14 different colors. Yeah. So we look at, again, and completely bespoke, completely customized and handcrafted. So yeah, we look at those type of design elements and make sure that at the end of the day, yes, the customer is happy from an audio or acoustic standpoint, but also from the design standpoint.
Sure. So product design is something you've spoken about, and again, store design, just coming back to creating experiences, which I feel is what the store is about. It's giving me that whole essence of how it's going to be when I have this in my house or whatever. This brings me to how the purpose of a store is changing today, where stores are no longer just points of sale. They're being used as marketing avenues, they're being used for visibility and stuff like that. And we've seen that with other retail formats and verticals. But looks like DG Plus has followed that ethos since the time you started, because this is how it's looked right from the beginning, right?
Well, yes, the management also saw that as one way to have like one kind of an offline platform. So, we've seen with technology being where it is now, and there's so many online platforms being available. This store is not just a retail store, but it's also sort of like an offline platform where we work together with integrators who would be appointed by certain HNI customers, and then we work closely with those integrators in putting those solutions together. So it's home to people who we cater to from a retail standpoint, but this is also home to a lot of customers, a lot of system integrators who come here with their clients, and then together with them we work around based on the requirements of the customer, we put a solution together.
Right. Okay. So I just want to talk about how COVID-19 has impacted your sales, right? Because there are two elements here. One is your customers are HNIs who had a lot of disposable income with them at that time. And the second element of it is home categories in general started doing really well during the COVID pandemic. So for you, it's like a win-win sort of situation. So would it be wrong if I assume you did well during the pandemic?
No, you would not be wrong in saying that at all, actually. To be honest with you, yeah, with whatever's happening around, and with all the respect to things that are that people's lives have been affected, at the same time, life goes on, isn't it? And we're mindful of that. And in terms of our business, we've been sort of fortunate to be in the right business at the right time, I suppose, if I can put it that way. And yes, we have seen an upswing in our business. People have been spending time at home, and there's not a lot to do, and so a lot of people have rediscovered themselves, their passions, their joys, their hobbies, things that they love doing, And from that standpoint, we've seen a good number of people actually coming into the stores wanting to upgrade their music systems or home cinema setups. And I can say we're doing quite all right actually, to be honest.
Without really sharing any numbers, yeah?
Yes.
But just keeping that in mind, have you also diversified your offerings as a result of this?
We have. So internally, being a part of the Sharaf entity, there's a few other things that we can offer to our HNI clients, especially if they're living in villas. So yes, of course, we can take care of their requirements from an acoustics, from a music and movies standpoint, those type of requirements. But also if there's other requirements that they have, whether it's IT related, whether they need routers or security cameras, or even if they need solar panels, put on their placed on their villas for them to be able to save certain costs. We've got colleagues who we can rope in, and then collectively we can offer this sort of bouquet or basket of solutions.
Right, but one thing that hasn't changed since 2007 is your location. You've been within the Times Square Center right from the very beginning. I'd be interested to understand how this has worked for you. Times Square is a relatively different community sort of mall. It's got its own kind of customers that's coming in. So has this given you an advantage in terms of positioning and placement?
Very much so. Actually, the location is perfect. Times Square is a mall where people tend to know, the type of services and offerings that are available in the store. Whether it's a Sharaf DG retail store or a fair few other outlets that we've got in the store. We've got Adventure HQ downstairs and a fair few others as well. So people know the type of offerings that are available in the store. It's extremely convenient from a parking standpoint. It's hassle-free. So whether it's a weekend or weekday, you can come in. You can, you especially if you know what you want to buy, you come in, you pick it up, and then you go back. That sort of reduces your process, your time spent on that entire process, and it frees up a huge amount of time for you to be able to do what you absolutely love doing.
Right.
And so yeah, it's worked out. Going back to the question, yeah, it's worked out well for us. We've been here consistently for that period, so obviously people now know where we are, and friends and our customers know people. So if someone's looking for a Marantz amplifier, they know people, or either they know where we are, or they know people who know where we are.
Right.
One way or the other, they find themselves coming into our stores, and also these type of solutions are these are also represented in the Sharaf DG outlets. Some of the Sharaf DG outlets.
Right.
So for example, Abu Dhabi. The store in Abu Dhabi Mall, we've got a similar type of a setup there as well.
Okay.
And again,
But is it a separate DG Plus, or
no,
is
so
it within?
we did that differently. So here, this is the only standalone store that we have. In Abu Dhabi, what we did is we placed the DG Plus experience zones inside Sharaf DG store in Abu Dhabi Mall.
Okay.
And that also worked out really well for us there, because then obviously there's a trade-off between the clients that come into the Sharaf DG for their requirements for TVs or appliances. Obviously they then know that DG Plus can also offer these kind of premium audio solutions.
Right. So Sharaf DG and DG Plus, you all don't operate in silos. You all do work together, yeah?
Very much. So this is a part of Sharaf DG. And within the Sharaf group, there are a fair few other entities and other solutions that we offer, which I mentioned briefly a short while ago. Internally, we work as one team. Okay. We may represent different teams from a hierarchical standpoint or a structural standpoint, but the ethos or the thought process always is, look at the customer, understand what the customer's requirements are, and see how we can collectively cater to their requirements.
Right. So. And Hitesh, I have to tell you, this is probably my first up-to-data where I've gone in 20 minutes into the conversation and haven't mentioned data yet. But because of the conversation we've had so far, I've figured that you've built a direct relationship with your customers, and they probably are your source of data. Talking to them is how you generate and get access to data. However, just within that context though, what is it that you've learned about your customers? Is intrusion or accessing their data something that they would appreciate? Would they want to be retargeted? Is it something that the high net worth individuals and your customers would prefer? Or is it something you want to steer clear from?
Good question, Shruti. Actually, we've always been sort of baffled with this. We understand how technology is progressing and the importance of using data to our advantage, to our strategic advantage. At the same time, we also understand really well who our clients are, who our customers are. And when it comes to offering bespoke solutions, it's really personalized, isn't it? It's bespoke, it's customized, it's every solution for that specific requirement. And so when you're in that type of a business, and when your clients are HNIs who really don't want to be disturbed or sent messages or emails, then we and at the same time we if I can add one more element, when those clients already have great relationships with the consultants that you have in-house, then it's extremely personalized, it's relationship based, and so in that space we do things differently.
Right.
Our clients, as I said, know who we are, know where we are, have great relationships with the consultants that we have in our team, and they tend to spend a lot of their personal times in here, just coming and browsing, seeing what's new from the brands that we represent, having a chat about just broad range of things, whether it's audio or non-audio related.
Yeah.
And I mean
that's
from
the whole
that
point
standpoint,
of
we
data,
do.
right?
Yeah.
Like you want data so you can customize your offerings, personalize. But then when you can do that directly by having one-on-one conversations and
Absolutely.
relations, you don't.
There's
really
no need to
that.
use technology for doing that.
Yeah.
We use that human element, that human interaction for
Yeah.
us to maintain those relationships, and where it's required, we do apply those type of strategic initiatives as well. But yeah, we segregate our segments, and then so far as our HNIs are concerned, we do things very differently.
Right, amazing.
Yeah.
Hitesh, was lovely speaking to you. A very different take to a show which is usually very technology and data driven. But this is a more, I would say, I can't even call it traditional, I think, because it's working for you. It's something that, it's more personal over traditional is what I'd probably call it. But thank you for sharing your insights, and thank you for telling us so much about DG Plus and what you have to offer to the customers here in Dubai. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you so much, Riti.
And thank you for watching Up to Data. We will be back again next week.